Hi, good afternoon. My name is Emily. And what is your full name?
Hi, my name is Wei, and you can call me Kevin as you like.
Mm-hmm. May I see your ID, please?
Sure. Here.
Thank you. So, do you live in a house or a flat?
From according to my personal experience, not more often than not, I will living in a apartment with my parents in urban area. But sometimes I will also come back to the house with my grandparents in countryside, especially when it comes to a long-term holiday such as winter or summer vacation.
Okay. What can you see through your windows?
Actually, through my windows, I could indulge very many stunning sceneries, things such as a mountain, a blue sky, as well as white cloud.
All right, so let's talk about farming. What are the common vegetables grown in your area?
Yeah, speaking of the most common vegetable in my region, it should be cottage. You see, it's a very fantastic village that can provide lots of necessary nutrition for humankind's body function. In addition, I suppose that eggplant is also novel in my area. In my opinion, this kind of plant is not only abundant in nutrition, but also delicious in flavor.
Is farming important?
Definitely, yes. As we all know, agriculture plays an extremely indispensable part in our national economy. To illustrate, you see, without the food provided by farming, it's impossible for our society to operate. In addition, it's also not likely for everybody to be alive anymore.
All right, so are you interested in farming?
Uh, to tell you the truth, I had little idea about it because I don't have relevant experience on that. But from my perspective, I'm really looking forward to having some relevant practice in the future.
All right, so let's talk about happiness. What is happiness for you?
Um, from my own perspective, happiness to me just means the companionship with my family members. I mean, as a traditional trans people, I always put my family member on the priority. It's also the reason why my family member is highly related to the happiness, in my opinion.
Is happiness the same to everyone?
Absolutely no. In my opinion, this question in different peoples have different answer. For some people, their happiness could, you see, is related to earning a big amount of money or just win a high reputation. And as I mentioned above, for me, happiness is the companionship with my family members.
All right. So would you be happy if you didn't have to work or study?
Generally speaking, yes. As we all know, it would be quite risky for me to push ourselves in the limited all the time. Therefore, when it comes to the situation that I don't need to work or study, I could just utilize the leisure time to do something interesting. But to tell you a truth, being free all the time is not a good thing. Working or studying in some cases could also give me a motivation to make more progress. And so sometimes it could also help me to be more meaningful as well as present.
What was the last thing that made your family happy?
Oh, speaking of this issue, let me think. Yeah, it should be event in last month. You see, as a senior student, I'm going to graduate in the July. In order to memorize this thing, my school sent me a stamp album as a souvenir, and then I sent it to my family members as a gift. When they received this gift, all of my family members felt extremely present about it. Yeah, it's very
Okay.
meaningful,
Right,
right?
so let's do part two. You can check on the cue card that will be flashed on the screen, and you'll be given 1 minute to prepare. Guys, you just need to talk about your favorite part of any city or town. Okay? Your preparation
All right.
time starts now.
Yeah.
Okay, your time is over. So
All right. All right.
let's answer
So,
it. Talk about your favorite party of any city or town. Time starts now. Go ahead.
today I'd like to describe my best loved part of my city. This place is a local famous resort village, which is located in the suburban area of my city. It's about 10 kilometers from the city center. Speaking what I like about it, you see, the facilities there are very advanced for tourists to enjoy. In addition, I could also appreciate the tranquil surroundings there. In addition, all staff working there are very hospitable. Therefore, it's more likely for them to provide high-rated service for every customers. And it's another reason why I'm in favor of this place. So let's talk about my activities when I visited this place. For one thing, as I mentioned above, as a local famous resort visit village, there are heaps of recreational facilities for visitors to utilize, such as amusement park, a lake, and stuff like that. Therefore, it's possible for me to have a barbecue on road as well as go fishing by lake. In addition, it's also possible for me to organize a happy event such as, you see, a party in the rental villa there. For another, I mean, it's a resort located in the countryside. Therefore, it could also provide me a golden opportunity to be close to nature. I mean, every morning I tend to have a great workout so that I can take in lots of fresh air and find the beautiful scenery in the woods meditative. I mean, thanks to this place, I'm entitled to ditch my smartphone and just indulge this off-the-grid travel in my life. And I mean, it's a reason why I tend to describe this place to you, this part to you in my city today.
All right, thank you so much. So let's have part three. Okay. What defines the
Right.
character of any city?
Yeah, speaking of the factors can define any city, for one thing, is their geographic location. I mean, it's a very key point to decide their climate and local people stressing up, even the you see layout of the construction in this city, uh, architectural styles, stuff like that. Another important aspect is the local culture. Um, for instance, when it comes to when we talk about the personality of Asian city, such as Tokyo or Beijing, we could just imagine that you see rich folklore or just like the ancient temples, palace, delicious food, you name it. And when it comes to a typical European city such as Prague or Milan, we could think of the magnificent cathedrals and you see the ancient street in Middle Age.
All right, thank you so much. And what is the difference between old and new cities?
Yes, as we all know, there are lots of distinctions between the old and rather modern city. Mm, to illustrate, when it comes to a new city, they are more likely it's more likely to be futuristic. Therefore, you can enjoy lots of developed public facilities as well as infrastructures there, such as the highly advanced bus systems, subways, and, and other public transportation. In addition, it's more likely for you to have the you see quality education and healthcare service in a new city compared with an old city. Yeah.
What kind of cities do old people prefer to visit?
Speaking of popular city for the seniors, it must be a small as well as medium city. In my opinion, such kind of city is more likely to offer a tranquil and quiet environment for all people to enjoy and to relax themselves, to recharge themselves. In addition, you see, compared with the metropolis, this kind of towns is more likely to be less crowded for them. While compared with the countryside, such kind of sports could also provide a high-rated healthcare service and to seniors, especially who suffer from disease. Right, it's a perfect choice for them.
All right, so what kind of cities do younger people like?
I mean, unlike the old people's tests, young people it's more possibly to in favor of some modern city as well as some futuristic city, and just like a metropolis. From my perspective, the you see, the what attracts young people in city is the ideal job opportunities. In order to obtain a more promising career and a big amount of money, many people tend to move or tend to migrate to a big city for the for the outstanding occupation as well as to enjoy the fantastic public facilities, you name it. Right.
Okay, so what are the differences in perception of older and younger people regarding cities?
Yeah, as I mentioned above, speaking of the differences between younger and older people's view regarding city, it must be their preferences. You see, when it comes to the young people, they will put more attention on the city's job chances, as well as the public facilities, stuff like that. And in addition, they will also focus on the recreational activities in this city, such as a huge shopping mall, cinemas, amusement parks, stuff like that. While when it comes to the concern of older generation, that they are more likely to concerned about this city's healthcare system and friendly friendly community as well as the tranquil environment for them to enjoy their life in the old age.
All right. So do you think more people will move from villages to cities in the future?
From my perspective, yes. I don't want to deny that urbanization is the mainstream tendency of humankind's history, but we don't it's not suitable for us to ignore um, a true phenomenon that to these days more and more people tend to come back to village because of the urbanization. We have noticed that the tendency of population in urban area is too crowded for everybody. In addition, due to the too numerous population, the accommodation in city area is also expensive for people to afford. Therefore, more and more people tend to migrate to village in order to a more reasonable price of housing as well as the more comfortable living conditions. In conclusion, in the future, more people will migrate to countryside in order to achieve a better balance between the urban area and suburban area.
Okay. So do you expect a reverse trend?
What?
Do you
Sorry, could you
expect
repeat?
do you expect
It's
a
bad.
reverse trend?
Um, all right. From my perspective, no. I mean, every tendency is very reasonable in my opinion. We can't deny that there are many problems occurring in city area. It's a reason why I consider that this tendency is very appropriate for every people to make such choice. Yeah, so it's not necessary for me or for our public sectors to take any measures to reverse this trend.
And what would be the life in cities in the next 10 years' time?
I mean, let me have a expectation about the future life in city in next decades. I mean, when it comes to the future, people living in city may need to face more and more stressful assignment in their study or their occupation. Therefore, it's more likely for civilians to spend less time to accompanying with their parents or their other family members. But I mean, every coin has both sides. Also, because of the progress of our economy, people in the future are able to enjoy more and more, advanced facilities. In addition, it's also possible for them to receive the better education as well as, healthcare in the next decade. So, yeah, In conclusion, I'm really looking forward to the forthcoming lab in the city as a city resident.
All right, good job on that one. Congratulations for accomplishing the IELTS, okay, and this examination. And of course, the result will be out or will be given 2 weeks or more from now. We will just notify you. All right?
All right.
Oh my, that is really great. After studying with me for a few weeks, here you are. You have improved a lot. I must admit
Thanks.
that the way that you handle the questions, your vocabulary, and so on and so forth. Though there are a lot of things to still improve, okay?
I mean,
But
yeah,
overall, compared with your performance when it was your first week or first day with me, this one is a lot better, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. Anyway, I'll give you a detailed evaluation, tips, and everything about this one in our next class because it's already time. So it's I am actually speechless because
稍等一下，谢谢。
I saw a lot of improvements. Okay, so please
All right.
expect the detailed evaluation,
All right.
recommendation, and everything in our next class. Good job for today. Okay, keep up the
Thanks.
good
Thanks
work.
a lot.
I know you can do more. You can do better in the future. So keep up the good work. Always take care of you. Always make me proud. Good job. Good job for today.
Thanks.
Goodbye. Thank you.
See
Take
you.
care. Hope to see
See
you
you.
again. Okay. Good job. I'm so
All
proud
right.
of you. Hi.
Thanks.
You're welcome.